President Trump will be releasing 2,800 files relating to President John F. Kennedy's assassination this evening, and withholding the rest until April 26, 2018 due to requests from various agencies, primarily the FBI and CIA, officials told reporters on Thursday. In a memo, Trump said that he has no choice but to redact information as requested by the agencies, citing concerns relating to national security, law enforcement and foreign affairs. Officials said information regarding JFK's assassination should stay disclosed after that 6-month period only in the rarest cases. As far as conspiracies go, NARA officials tell reporters that they will leave it to researchers to make significance of the files, but that the files released on Thursday will be easy to search for any specific topic people may be interested in. What the declaration means, it's very underwhelming in the sense that all it does is free up $57,000 more to try to address this problem, Rep. Ryan said. $57,000 could barely help Trumbull County, one of the 88 counties in Ohio, let alone the entire country. I don't think he understands the level of destruction that's happening in these communities. The Trump effect, it's kind of typical of Trump's approach to governing, where there's a lot of ceremony and smoke and mirrors, and when the dust settles there's not a whole lot that has been done. Ryan also said that the administration hasn't engaged him in discussions about solutions for the opioid crisis, even though he is a co-chair of the Addiction Treatment and Recovery Caucus and a member of the bipartisan Heroin Drug Task Force. Some of us were hopeful because he used this during his campaign a lot, so we thought he'd be aggressive, but he hasn't been, Ryan said. It took them 6 months to even do this declaration. Go deeper inside Trump's public health emergency declaration and what he said during his speech. Baidu shares are down more than 10% in after-hours trading today after the Chinese search engine titan reported third-quarter earnings that were twice what analysts had projected, but said that the next quarter will fall short of expectations. The company said that, in the fourth quarter, revenue will rise to $3.52 billion, short of the $3.76 billion that analysts have forecast, Reuters reports. In the third quarter, Baidu said its adjusted earnings were $3.89 a share, compared with analyst exceptions of $1.96. Baidu is part of the big tech circle of global companies that are perceived to be building dominant positions in the technologies of the future, including artificial intelligence. Key takeaway: stocks likely fell in anticipation of a government crackdown on drug distribution companies, but Trump's speech did not contain specifics about federal action against distributors. News that Amazon is entering new markets has had the same effect on other industries, such as grocery chains. Amazon's move into pharmacy services was long anticipated. The end-of-day spike in CVS's share price might be explained by a Wall Street Journal report that CVS is considering an acquisition of insurance giant Aetna. Amazon announced earnings of 52 cents per share in the third quarter, well above analyst expectations of 3 cents per share, with the news sending the stock up more than 7% in after-hours trading. The Seattle retailer beat bottom-line expectations, all while maintaining sizable investments in a dizzying variety of business lines, from its suite of Alexa-enabled products, to brick-and-mortar bookstores, to its wind farm business, which launched its largest-ever 100-turbine farm in Texas this quarter. The bottom line: Amazon looks unstoppable in 2017, especially when compared to many of its peers in the largely struggling retail sector. If there is one statistic that reveals Amazon's dominance, it's that the firm will account for 43.5% of all e-commerce sales this year, according to eMarketer, up from 38.1% last year. Between the lines, it's still unclear whether Trump will be visiting the DMZ on his trip to the region, which is set to begin next week. A White House official reportedly said it's unlikely Trump would go, and Trump said whatever happened, people will be surprised. Presidents Ronald Reagan, Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, and Barack Obama all visited the DMZ during their presidencies, though Trump's visit would come at a time of particularly high tensions. CVS Health has proposed buying Aetna for $200 per share, the Wall Street Journal reports. That would value the transaction at more than $66 billion. Why it matters: this would be a gigantic buyout offer, one of the biggest of the year, if it goes through. CVS and Aetna, which already have a pharmacy contract together, would create a behemoth healthcare company with roughly $240 billion in annual revenue and substantial bargaining power over hospitals, drug makers and employers. The deal also would displace United Health Group as the largest health insurer and pharmacy benefits manager. The software giant reported per-share earnings of 84 cents, ahead of consensus estimates of around 72 cents, while revenue came in at $24.5 billion, ahead of Zacks' consensus projection of $23.5 billion. Here are some other highlights. Microsoft's Office commercial products and cloud services revenue increased 10%, as revenue from its Office 365 service for businesses grew 42%. Sales of Windows for new PCs were up 4%, ahead of the flat PC market. Microsoft saw sales from its Surface PC line up 12%, while gaming revenue from its Xbox unit was largely flat. LinkedIn accounted for about $1.1 billion of Microsoft's revenue. The company reported per-share earnings, excluding items, of $1.01 compared with expectations of around 80 cents, with revenue of $16.1 billion, ahead of consensus estimates of $15.7 billion, per Zacks. We executed well in the third quarter with strong results across the business, and we're on track to a record year, Intel CEO Brian Krzanich said in a statement. For the year, Intel now expects revenue of $62 billion, up $700 million from its prior forecast, with per-share earnings excluding items of around $3.25, up 25 cents from earlier projections.